Minister G.L. Hart here, from the Holy Spirit Radio Show, and I'm going to be doing a show pretty soon dealing with restaurants and what goes on behind the scenes inside a restaurant as far as their patrons and how they're treated and or mistreated. But yet today I want to talk about what's been going on here in Atlanta in Buckhead at the Houston's restaurant. I want to talk about that for a hot minute, but yet I want to go even further on the fact that, you know, as a people who have advanced far enough, uh, we got to begin to do our own thing, man. And we got to stop this feeling like we ought to be respected and appreciated to a certain degree when we do patronize a non-African establishment. We know that to be true, but what we also know is, like I tell people all the time, the truth is, no matter how much money you got, they don't want your black ass in there. I've been saying this for 35 years. So to give you a background before I begin, I've been in the hospitality business for over 35 years, from management to bartending to serving, busing way back in the day, you name it, dishwashing. I've ran the gamut of working in restaurants and or bars and or hotels, from the Ritz Carlton to Applebee's, the Papados, and you name it. So I have a lot of experience dealing with all types of people, and country club as well, and how we are treated as a people, and most of all, how guests are treated. Because again, this is crucial. I finished writing a book on this thing. Wonderful book that hopefully it'll come out sometime this year or early next year, talking about this business and what I had to endure during my 35 plus years of discrimination of all kinds of people. But dealing with the brother Jay Morrison and his wonderful queen and his crew that came into Houston's. Again, I wasn't there or anything, but I've heard it all. I've seen a lot of it on YouTube, and he was also on our dear brother Boyce Watkins show, talking about that incident in detail, and the fact that, as he said, most restaurants, they do have a policy. We know that, and their policy said something about, and I'm just paraphrasing, about, if there's six or more people, then they have the discretion whether or not to accept that party or not, depending on volume. And again, I'm just paraphrasing, because you and I both know in this business, no matter what that may have in their manual, you'll never turn down no money. You never turn down money. But again, that's why I made the statement prior. No matter how much money you got, they really don't want your black ass in there anyway. That's the bottom line. So dealing with Houston real quick, they go in there, they have the incident, and with the host, and they're saying they can't accommodate seven people, and they decided. Jay Morrison said they decided to go four people, three people, separate checks, the whole nine, and he still told them they couldn't do it because they came together. And then some silly thing about, if you go back outside and come back in, foolishness. I've been in business over 35 years. Never heard that asinine in my life. Straight foolishness. Because when he broke the parties up, the situation was done. Again, I worked 35 plus years in this industry, hotels, country clubs, the whole nine. When you break your party up, that's cool. They like, cool, follow me. because you simply dissolve the issue of the party situation. Happens all the time. Folks may come in 25. Well, we can accommodate 25. We can put 12 here, 13 here. And a lot of times they'll say, yeah. But most of the time, these are when they're at high volume, they're busy, and people understand that. But they still want to eat. They came in around 5:30, and for the most part, that's not a busy time for restaurants because you're talking about people getting off work, the traffic, yada yada yada. Even though it's Buckhead, it's still the same thing. So I think they were occupied between 40% occupancy in that restaurant at the time. So they virtually half full. So they could have obtained accommodated the seven people. But again, it's their discretion. Which again, no general manager would ever say no when he or she knows seven people. That's nothing. And a low volume restaurant. Now, unless you're short staffed or anything, but they didn't say anything about there being short staffed. And it didn't sound like they were short staffed. So nevertheless, they get into this incident that goes way beyond what should have went. And then, and lo and behold, they end up deciding, which I don't blame them. They call the cops, and then they decided, because now that they're trying to entice them, antagonize them, to get them all riled up. Now you call the police. Of course, Jay Morrison, the brother, and his crew, they decided, we're done. We're out of here. But what I'm so proud of is the fact that they came back and they protested. And that's minor. 35 years, I'm telling you, 35 years, 37 years to be exact. I've seen black folks, black patrons get treated like a wet food stamp over and over and over again. And they get mad, they get the cops calling on them, and they leave. And they do nothing. Don't even write corporate office or write a Facebook, nothing. And have the audacity to come back a month or two later. So amazing. And here, what you must understand, to all these people who are watching this video, and I hope that Brother Jay Morrison get this video. I really do. The new thing in these restaurants like the Applebee's, like I mentioned, the Papados, Houston's, and so forth, and Bones and Copeland's and all that, they put a black face now on white supremacy. You got black folks now doing the master's work. That's why that black host was up there acting a fool up there. And she was probably the idiot that told them to go back outside and come back in. Because now the blackface, they begin to stereotype their own people. And that's so prevalent in the hospitality field. Many times you'll see black folks sounding like white folks because they don't like black folks themselves, but more or less they don't like themselves, and they think they're not like them. See, the whole thing is about Houston's and Buckhead. And for people who don't know, Buckhead, it's a high end area, upscale area, if you will. A lot of $1 million homes, $1 million up homes down there. You may find something around $500,000, but they're pretty much $1 million, $2 million on up homes, condos, and what have you. And what that Houston is doing is they're trying to minimize. They don't mind black patrons. I mean, 2 top, 3 top, 4 top, whatever. They don't mind that. But they're trying to play police patrol on the types of African Americans who patronize their restaurants. If they're young, if they seem to be in their 20s and 30s and early 40s, you're going to get this. You're going to get that bull crap about, oh, we can't accommodate you. Because in their minds, oh, they're going to be rowdy, they're going to be loud, and our rich white folks, I guess, aren't going to be happy about that. And then you got the mayor, Buckhead also, who probably patronized that place. In other words, they're trying to keep an image of Buckhead, and they don't want the rowdiness and the loudness that sometimes people do have. But again, I worked in upscale, some of the best country clubs in Atlanta, and the white women can be loud as hell. Mess around, let them get drunk, or be drinking. They ain't got to get drunk. Be drinking. There's no difference. It's just a color. It's just a color. Because I've had more rowdy white folks than I've had rowdy black folks. But again, when we do it, it is 10 times worse than when they do it. And when you in an environment and you have a majority of white folks sitting there and they're laughing, they're loud, and you can barely hear, they're fine. But when they see a black family or group of black people and they're celebrating or what, having a good time, they get the bug eyes, the beady eyes, they're looking crazy. They're in disbelief. And although that's not written in a policy, that's what they're keeping from. They're keeping the Negroes in check, what I'm trying to tell you, in the most honest and open way. They got to keep their niggas in check in Buckhead. Lenox too, because they got a Houston and Lenox too. I'm going to talk about that one in a minute. So you keep your Negroes in order to allow the 40, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds to come in there, bourgeoisies. They come in there, they act like they got some sense, but the white upper class, upper echelon that come in there, they still want those people to patronize. But I guarantee you, I've been at Houston one time. It was nothing. The food was subpar. Service was subpar. And again, I wrote a book, man. I mean, when this book comes out, I should be on every national TV because I'm exposing every damn thing from the Ruber to the tuba. And this is why I wanted to come out and do this video about this whole case dealing with not just Houston's, but with us as a people and what we should be doing moving forward. So now you got black folks in there, the host, the service, and all that. You got black. Oh, they ghetto. Oh, I don't. They look ghetto. You got celebrities' parents coming in there. Oh, that's so and so mom. Look at her. What she got on? She ghetto. These black folks talking about. She tipped me $20 on $100 tab, and all that money they got. These are black folks talking about black folks, brown and white folks. So when the attacks come, that's what happens. I remember one time I was working at Papado out in Alpharetta, and it was a Sunday brunch, and normally the Sunday brunch is probably 65%